Hello, good afternoon. Are you a member?
In fact, he seemingly confessed to being the one responsible in a comment he left on Instagram.
This nigga, what
on
the
his
fuck?
Instagram page, someone roasted Pluto for wearing tight jeans. Pluto then left a comment responding to this person and said, "Too Hot Pants was tight too. That's why when I chased him down, he fell, LOL." Despite the blatant self-snitching, Pluto was never charged with this crime.
Bruh. Damn, nobody was hitting. This nigga done killed 3 people. Nobody did nothing.
Pluto 2 times. The West CHIRAQ devil. They said he got 10 plus bodies. You hear me? They said that was Ben Lil Jeff. Lil Jeff knew to this. He true to this.
Cause bro, them told me do the music.
Had to fall back off the killing. Cause bro, them told me do the music.
When there's a city with as many murders a year as Chicago, it's no surprise that there's countless people walking around willing to take lives with no remorse. The subject of today's video is no different. The subject of today's video had a reputation as a merciless shooter for his set and is rumored to have killed over 10 different people. In fact, his own friends admitted on social media that he killed over 10 different people while he was still living. He was so bloodthirsty that his friends would constantly tell him to stop killing and focus on music. The subject of today's video is none other than Pluto 2 times, and today we're going to be telling his story. But before we get into the video, please be
Where
sure
he
to
at?
like
He
and
in jail or
subscribe.
he dead?
He dead.
Oh, okay. Nah, he Pluto
Pluto
6
2
feet.
times, real name Derek Burns, is from the west side of Chicago.
I'm just saying.
The south side of Chicago is the one that receives all of the notoriety because of the music, but the west side of Chicago is just as deadly. Pluto was a member of a set called Ghost Mob. Ghost Mob primarily consists of conservative vice lords, and they also go by the names TNG and 4900. They reside in the Iowa and Lamont block in the Austin neighborhood. Ghost Mob primarily beefs with LT, Black Mob, MNA, Baby T Blood Gang, Poppy Gang, Wicked Town, C4 Gang, and B Gang. Ghost Mob is also allied with BBMG and CPL. Pluto was considered the top shooter for Ghost Mob, and he was directly involved in murders from a super young age. At just 15 years old, he was accused of beating a man to death.
Oh, that's when you're supposed to hit
On
that
December
fuck
3rd,
button.
2012,
Were you in
Pluto,
prison?
who was 15 years old at the time, was with his 16-year-old friend William Davis in a home in the 1000 block of North LeClaire Avenue at 10:45 p.m. when they started arguing with a 43-year-old man by the name of Antoine Baker over a cigarette. Pluto then punched Baker, who stumbled onto a couch. At that point, Davis joined Pluto and continued to beat Baker, who was holding up his hands to block the punches to his face. The two boys then began kicking the man. At that point, a witness tried to pull the teens off the man who had fallen to the ground. While Baker was on the ground, Pluto picked up a sound speaker and dropped it on Baker's head. The teens then fled from the home as police were summoned. About 20 minutes later, the teens returned to the home where they were later arrested. The teens admitted punching the man, and Pluto admitted dropping a speaker on Baker's head. Baker was taken to Mount Sinai Hospital, where he died a short time later. Both Pluto and his friend Davis were charged with first-degree murder for this crime and charged as adults. It would later be revealed that Baker died from an asthma attack that was caused by the beating and had a lethal dose of heroin in his system and had snorted the heroin less than an hour before his death. Due to this, Davis was found not guilty, and Pluto was only found guilty of involuntary manslaughter and was eventually set free. Eventually, Pluto caught another murder case years later, and a witness snitched on him, but he still somehow beat the case. Getting away with 2 different murders wouldn't stop Pluto from doing dirt in the streets. On April 1st, 2017, at about 11:40 p.m., a Baby T Blood Gang member by the name of Sosa Curry, real name Pierre Minor, was sitting in a parked vehicle in the 5200 block of West Chicago. While sitting in his car, 2 males walked up and shot him in the head and chest before running away. Sosa was taken to Stroger Hospital, where he was tragically pronounced dead at 12:33 a.m. at just 23 years old. It is widely believed that Pluto was allegedly one of the gunmen in this incident. Following Sosa's death, Pluto would continually disrespect him. Pluto would post him on Facebook with the disrespectful caption, "Thought he was tough, gave him a plot and some dirt. They saw him, he pulled up in a hearse. Pluto would even go as far as going to Sosa's gravesite and stomping on it.
Dog, they extra, bro.
On December 30th, 2018, at 4:40 p.m., a young teenager by the nickname Too Hot, real name Yuan Drape, was walking on a sidewalk at 4:40 p.m. in the 5500 block of West Monroe Street when a green SUV drove by and someone inside fired shots. Too Hot was shot in his chest and shoulder and was taken to Stroger Hospital, where he was tragically pronounced dead at just 13 years old. It is widely believed that Pluto was allegedly the gunman in this incident. In fact, he seemingly confessed to being the one responsible in a comment he left on Instagram.
This nigga, what
on
the
his
fuck?
Instagram page, someone roasted Pluto for wearing tight jeans. Pluto then left a comment responding to this person and said, "Too Hot pants was tight too. That's why when I chased him down, he fell, LOL." Despite the blatant self-snitching, Pluto was never charged with this crime.
Bruh.
Damn, nobody was hitting. This nigga would kill 3 people. Nobody did nothing.
Oh, maybe he was Lil Jeff before Lil Jeff. Cause he on there trolling, doing all that extra stuff and everything.
Died following a shooting in West Garfield Park that also injured a 4th person.
WGN's Patrick Elwood has a story from Mount Sinai Hospital where those victims died.
At this hour, no arrests to report as police are searching for the suspect or suspects responsible for killing these 3 men.
Eventually, Pluto would allegedly commit a horrifying crime. On September 18, 2019, 3 members of B Gang were standing on the sidewalk in front of a store at about 2:48 p.m. in the 4200 block of West Madison Street when someone in a white sedan opened fire. Charles Boston, age 19, Tion Lewis, age 22, and Quashaw Knowlton, age 23, were struck and taken to Mount Sinai Hospital, where they all passed away.
Damn.
All 3 lived in South Austin, just west of where they were shot. A 4th man, age 25, was taken to a hospital for treatment. At least 40 evidence markers were scattered throughout the quick drive-through Food Mart's parking lot where shell casings could be found. A pool of blood could be seen in front of the store's entrance. Video of the aftermath of this crime was posted online, and it was horrifying. It is
This
widely
California?
rumored that Pluto was allegedly the
No,
gunman
Chicago,
in this
Chicago.
incident.
Oh, Lord. They finally got your ass, ain't it?
In CHIRAQ, the dirt you do in the streets eventually catches up to you, and Pluto was no different. Pluto's killer reputation made him a huge target for his ops, and eventually they would find him. On September 28, 2019, at about 4 p.m., Pluto and a woman were stopped at a traffic light in the 700 block of North Cicero Avenue when a male got out of a white vehicle that also stopped at the light. The male approached their vehicle and fired shots at them. Pluto
Damn.
was shot in the head and chest, and the woman in the torso. They were able to take themselves to West Suburban Medical Center in Oak Park, where Pluto was pronounced dead at just 22 years old.
Damn.
The woman he was with survived her injuries. It's crazy to see how normal stories like this are in Chicago,
Damn.
and how many people there are walking around just
I ain't
like
gonna lie.
him.
God,
So who worse?
Think about this situation.
Lil
in the
Jeff or
comment
Pluto?
section, and please be sure to like and subscribe.
I ain't gonna lie though. You know, it's fucked up in that situation, you know, for everybody, including him. Even though he knew eventually that shit was gonna catch up to him. But whoever did that last shot that got him, they were some shooters. Cause hey, the bitch got hit, but they ain't try to kill her. They went for their target. But that's fucked up though. I mean, you can't be out there killing people and don't think that shit ain't gonna come back to you. You're not invisible. And then you still run the same streets and think you're not finna get caught? That's crazy. He was tripping.
Want y'all motherfuckers to subscribe to Foreign TVO. Don't give a fuck. Better subscribe, motherfucker. If not, security gonna get your ass. Pup, pup.